Hey, September 15th, this is the birthday coach Jeremy Ryan saying you were born for more. You deserve more love, happiness, and success, and I help you achieve that with the secrets of astrology. Right off the bat, if you're born on the 15th of September, you are born an old soul. It doesn't even matter the year. People whose birthday is September 15th are full of wisdom, and the older they get, the more that they're going to want to share their insights, their perspective, their compassion, their teachings with the world. I just love these people because they're very spiritual in nature. So even if you are young and you feel like, well, I want to be really rich and successful, I'm not saying you can't be rich and successful, but the universe is going to require that you develop your spirituality. In fact, if you believe in reincarnation, this could be your very last reincarnation on the earthly plane, because you've been here many times before. That's why you just have people like to get your advice. They like to get your wisdom. You have an understanding of people, of how the world should work in a spiritual, loving, compassionate way. And so I hope if you are older that you are sharing all the life lessons that you've learned along the way. One thing about this life path, those that are born on the 15th of September, is that there are some losses in this lifetime. And we can look at that as heartbreak and disappointment, or the fact that the universe is constantly evolving us at a fast pace. It's almost as it's a crash course, like you're being a final exam. You're being tested on these high ideas of forgiveness and compassion and mercy and love and all these higher emotions and higher ways of treating one another. You're being tested in it. And then how do we get tested in life? Through pain and through heartache. We grow and we learn. And so I'm not here to discourage you to say that your life is full of heartache. I'm here to say that you're not to blame if you see that there's been some losses, whether there's been a major divorce, loss of jobs. If you have seen this quality of having to let go and to move on to new people and new things, you're not being punished. It's actually the universe is guiding you along for you to have the greatest impact on the most amount of people before you transition into the next reality. All right, let's take a look at the love karma. We're taking a look at the love karma of being born, the love lessons of being born on the 15th of September. Now, there probably is no more romantic person than you. And if you're watching this and you're dating someone who was born on the 15th of September, you're definitely lucky in the bedroom, because these people are the best lovers. They know intuitively what will turn someone on, turn them up, turn them loose. A bada bing, a bada boom. You're a lover. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a lover. You're passionate. You're full of deep zest. So what's interesting is here's this wise woman full of wisdom and full of knowledge and full of philosophy, high ideas, great speaker and teacher, but boy, put her in the bedroom. She's a tiger ready to get out of her cage. And I know that may sound funny. And same with the men. These are some of the most beautiful men in the world. These are some of the greatest heartthrobs. Go take a look at some people born on the 15th of September, and they just got the chiseled chin, the face is proportioned well. These are just really wonderful, good-looking people. Congratulations, you're a good-looking person. You're a beautiful person. People will be attracted to you. So that's all good. When we're looking at the love lessons, though, why it is a little hard for marriage, in the area of marriage for people born on the 15th of September, usually there's a divorce. Not always, but many of you will have one major divorce in the area of learning how to let go of relationships that are no longer healthy for you, learning to love yourself enough to begin to operate in a different way in love. So what do I mean by all this? I said you're the most romantic people on the planet. Romance and marriage are not the same thing. Romance and marriage are not the same thing. And so if you're a young person watching this, some of your difficulty can be the fact is that you don't feel very romantic once you're in a committed relationship. You can get whoever you want, but then once you're in it, it's like, do I really want this? Where's the fire? Where's the spark that we first had when we started dating? Romance is different. It's butterflies, it's goosebumps, it's like, faded and the tingling sensation when you first kiss and touch. And it's a wonderful feeling. That's what all the books and the TV shows and the fairy tales and romance novels, they're based off of that infatuated, deep, moving, gooey, lovey feeling. And believe it or not, September 15th people, with all their wisdom and hard work and going through all the difficulties and keep on, getting up and going forward, at the heart of it, you are a romantic, a hopeless romantic, desiring that passionate, deep embrace and kiss and touch, and desiring to have, intimacy that's, just really, gets you excited, waiting for their text, waiting for their call. Well, that is great in the beginning, but marriages don't always stay in that type of environment. Why? Because it's not always exciting. There's going to be times that you're going to be bored in love. So the question is, what do you do September 15th when you're bored with the person you're dating? When it seems like the marriage is no longer fun or exciting and it's kind of dull and lifeless? Well, that's your challenge. That's one of the lessons and one of the love karmas you're learning is, what do you do when you're bored? How do you bring excitement to an old relationship that feels like it's going stale? If you're not careful, this can cause you to look for people outside of your spouse, because you do demand your heart being on fire with love. And if you're not getting it from your husband and your wife, you can very much be tempted to get it from somebody else. And so practicing integrity in your love life is something that you're going to have to work on if you're born on the September 15th. Does that mean you all have extramarital affairs? No. A lot of you are very wise and very spiritual, and you realize that can bring more problems than it's worth. But the temptation is there. The temptation of wanting new love when old love has gone what you feel like bad. But it's not bad so much as it is just no longer keeping your attention. And so you're going to have to realize that you're going to be restless in marriage, restless in your love life, wanting variety, wanting to keep things fresh and exciting. That's your challenge. How do I keep a relationship exciting for the long term, for the long haul? And one of these things about boredom, usually people that are very bored, I've noticed with the love karma, also have a deep sense of approval, needing approval. And if you're not getting the approval from your spouse, this can make you restless. If you're not getting it from your boyfriend or girlfriend, if you feel like they're not giving you the attention you deserve, you quickly do become bored. Because there's this fear of not getting the attention that you deserve as a September 15th person. The fear of being overlooked, the fear that someone will not fully love you like you love them. And so there is a lot of abandonment issues. A lot of people that are born on the 15th of September have emotional issues from childhood that they got to work through. A sense of the parents not being there for them, or a disconnection, or things not being fair, or maybe even they lost a parent through death at an early age. But there is this sense of not having someone be there for you. And so the fear is when your partner is not paying you attention, that they too are going to disappear. And so you desire to have attention, you desire to have, love and excitement. When you feel like the partner is no longer looking at you fully and seeing you fully, that creates that restless drive to find someone who will, to find someone else that seems excited with you and interested in you and giving you the attention you deserve. And I'm trying to say that part of your love karma is to realize, is your partner really not giving you the attention you deserve, or is that your fear speaking? Is that your worry speaking? Is that your phobia that you're going to be abandoned? And if that's the case, you need to talk yourself off the ledge. You need to remind yourself that really nobody can fill that hole in your heart but God. Nobody can fill that hole in your heart but your higher self. And so when you get really restless thinking your boyfriend or wife or husband isn't paying you attention, ask yourself, why are you feeling so needy right now? Why are you feeling vulnerable? Why are you feeling scared? And if the answer is you're just feeling restless, you're feeling, irritable and moody, then you need to do something to bring more excitement into your life, something that brings more passion into your life. Not necessarily a new partner or a new marriage, but maybe a new challenge, a new adventure, a new something you can do to bring, newness to, the dating life, doing something together that you haven't done before. Because that getting old and getting boring isn't good for September 15th. You have to work on keeping things fresh and alive and vibrant. Now, do not get me wrong. Some of you will have partners that don't give you the attention you deserve. Some of you will have partners that will betray you. And you're going to be challenged on not allowing the betrayal of your first marriage to shut you down from ever being open with someone again about your fears and worries. So since there's a lot of need for approval, when a marriage fails, that sense of betrayal can grow so big that you're always looking to be betrayed in the next relationship. You're always looking, when's the shoe going to drop? And the law of attraction says whatever we focus on, eventually we create. And if you're focused on someone not being there for you, and if you're focused on someone betraying you, you'll begin to look for signs of betrayal. And then if you see something, it may be real or it could be imaginary, and then you begin to respond to what you think is real. But if it's imaginary, you're creating the very betrayal, because people don't like to be tested all the time. People don't like to be, questioned all the time. And if you're in that state of always questioning your partner, even in your own mind, and you don't say nothing, you're creating a vibration of distrust in the relationship that will erode the foundations. It will erode the intimacy. It will take away the vulnerability of exposing yourself to your partner. So probably another love karma. If I said, one, you have to work on not being bored. What do you do when you are irritable and restless because you're getting bored? How do you take that irritability and do something productive with it instead of fighting and creating unnecessary drama? Then number two is, how do you stay honest and vulnerable in the relationship? Because you are worried about being betrayed. You are worried about someone not loving you enough or not getting all the affection you need, that, it can cause you to close down. And one of the things is you do look good. You look good physically, but you also have a great image. There's this sense of being royal. September 15th, people have a royalty about them. People of leadership, people of high character and morals. Just, they're just powerful people. And even if you're not like real dominating, there's just aura about you that you got it all together. You're cool, calm, and collected. You're wise. And so when people are invested in the image of being okay, the image of being in control, the image that they got it all together, it's hard to humble yourself and say, hey, I need help. It just takes a hit on your pride. So let me just tell you, if you're born on September 15th, you have a lot of pride. You got a lot of pride in yourself. You got a lot of pride in the relationships that you're in. You want your partner to look good. You want to present to the world that you're a good couple, that things are great with you. And if you're not careful, you can get caught up in the image of looking good. That's more important than dealing with the hidden insecurities, the little things that eating away at you. You think, you know what, I'll just take care of it myself, instead of humbling myself and telling my partner, I'm scared, I'm worried, I'm fearful. And you can't create intimacy. Into me you see. That's intimacy. Into me you see. Someone cannot really see you. Your husband can't really see you. Your wife can't really see you. Your future boyfriend and girlfriend can't really see you if you're always trying to look like you got it all together. Because there are parts of you that are not together, that are fearful, that are worried, because you're human. Even if this might be your last lifetime because you've got a lot of spiritual wisdom that is developing, you're still human who has fears and worries and anxious thoughts. And so you have to humble yourself and share your insecurities with your partner. That is going to do more for your marriage than trying to fix everything yourself and trying to be on top of everything. You see, people want to help people. We think that people, that are attracted to us because of our ability, because of we got it all together, because we're professional. But if we want people to be endeared to us, notice we always like people that seem to be more human. We think we want our leaders to be perfect, but if you study all great speakers, they'll say that when a speaker or a leader shows a little bit of their humanness, it endures people to that leader even more. Well, instead of leading your relationship from a place that you think is your strength of being strong and going, just having it all together, you're actually annihilating your partner. Your partner needs to be part of the process of talking about your vulnerabilities, your fears, your insecurities. You got to share that with him without feeling like you're lowering yourself, without feeling like, that you're looking stupid or you're looking pitiful or needy. So dealing with your pride and realizing it's okay to show weakness in a relationship, because that showing weakness can do more to strengthen the relationship, especially if you're dating the right person. If you're dating the right person, then that's not going to hurt the relationship. That's actually going to build the relationship. People are always scared of conflict. They think, oh my God, conflict, want to avoid conflict. Conflict is a great way. What does conflict do? There's a misunderstanding. So conflict is an opportunity to have more understanding. And understanding brings what? Validation. It brings intimacy. Into me you see. Why do you see me? Because you understand me. But conflict is a tool to bring understanding. But if we're trying to avoid conflict, then we're doing more to hurt the relationship than help it. Don't be scared of conflict. Don't be scared of open communication, learning to be honest about what is troubling you. So these are things that, we definitely want to look at the love life of September 15th. Now, September 15th, sometimes many of you are going to have to make sacrifices for your children. Once again, we see that many times you'll have more than one child, but one of them may need you to do going extra emotional support for them, financial support, things like that, because you're being tested, once again, how to specifically let go of outdated thinking. So one of the love karma for September 15th is really letting go of thinking patterns that are hurting the relationships. Are you holding on to some fixed ideas about what you think a marriage should look like or what a soulmate looks like? That's just your idea. And an idea doesn't mean that that's the only way a relationship can work. So you need to really ask yourself, what are some of the pessimistic thoughts, some of the negative thoughts that I have about love, about commitment, about being in a relationship that is actually hurting me? Because when I start seeing something that validates that negative thought, it triggers me, and then I go into a tailspin of either wanting to get out of the relationship or wanting to have a fight or an argument. So where are your negative thoughts? Where are your pessimistic thoughts? And sure, you may have had a divorce or you may have had one or two major heartbreaks before you get to middle life, but you can't let those negativity confirm that you are always right about the negative part of relationships. You've got to let go of some of those negative thoughts, those fearful thoughts about marriage or about committed love. And even if you were right about some of the negativity, that doesn't mean that it's absolute truth. It just means that that is something you experience. And if you experience that, what is the higher truth of it? What's the higher truth of your divorce? What is the higher truth of a broken heart? Where's the silver lining? This is part of the things you're learning in this lifetime is when relationships do fail, how do I take a higher perspective from it? How can I take something from it that doesn't put me into a permanent negative, cynical state about love? And just there's a lot of letting go, a lot of doing things different. So if you're experience one or two heartbreaks, my question to you is, how do we get into this new romantic love or a new marriage or a new relationship without repeating the same patterns that we did with all the other ones? Eventually, you're going to learn that in your love life, you are going to have to do some things different than what you did in your teenage years or in your 20s. And so, and if you're in your 20s and you're watching this, Then you want to work on the things that I'm talking about. The need of approval. Really, you need to approve of yourself. Anytime you're like, I wish they'd give me more affection, you need to sit there and see, where do you need to give yourself affection? Where do you need to give yourself a pep talk? Where do you need to relax and deal with that worry of not being approved? That will go a long way of taking the tension out of your future relationships. That will go a long way of being able to sustain a relationship instead of just being triggered by your fears. And then, that's exciting. You can have love. You can have great love. I do hope that you seek out a spiritual connection in your love life, because you're going to see that there are some people that can be born on this planet. They can just do business. They can do things very from a worldly perspective. You know, what they'll say, dog eat dog, or put me first. You can't do that. In this lifetime, you came in a very spiritual birth, whether you realize it or not. So if you put all your energy just in trying to be successful in the worldly things, you will have loss after loss. You are going to have to develop trust and surrender. Trust and surrender. You're going to have to develop. If you trust, you'll surrender to the process. If you trust, you'll surrender to what the flow is coming into your life, what direction life is taking you. One of the ways that you know fear is overtaking you is you tighten up. You're tightening up. You're getting in negative thinking. You're shutting down, and you're stressed because you no longer feel safe. Trust means you feel safe. And if you're going to be successful in this life, you got to trust that you're safe in the hands of God. You got to trust that God's got your back. You got to trust the universe. You got to trust your higher self, that everything is going as it should be. And then you got to let go and release. When it's time to let things go, release it. Trusting that if you let go of one relationship, it will be replaced with a better. If you let go of one career, it will be replaced with a better. You're constantly letting go, but it's only because more opportunities being open for you to go even deeper in love, further in love, higher in love. But that can only come if you surrender control and go with the flow and begin to trust in life and trust in love that it does have your best back. Hey, if you want to get more clarity about your love life or about your career or about what you should be focusing on at this moment of your life, you'll go to thebirthdaycoach.com. I do half an hour and 1 hour coaching calls. You can talk to me live on the phone, and we can look at the compatibility of you and your husband or the person you're dating. We can look at maybe what types of careers would be best for you to go into right now. Astrology isn't just about personality. It is about timing. And with these coaching calls, we can really help you get aligned with the timing of events in your life. So you're focusing on the right things and you're putting your energy in the right areas. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video somewhere down the road.